Yo. Alright. So, yesterday I went ahead and found out that I made the next rank. And it was really awesome. It was a surprise. My leadership totally threw me off guard and made it seem like it was a routine checkup from the commander. But I, I learned a couple things yesterday after reflecting on the day. Uh, Men, if you want to make sure your wife feels loved and supported, this is just advice that worked for me, and I feel like it was something to note. Acknowledge them being the ones to push you through it. I've made a couple posts about this. I really don't feel like people do anything on their own, and there's never anybody that's never had somebody in their back corner rooting them on. Um, Personally, I'm a little biased. I feel like women are the backbone of the country. I'm a man, was raised by my mother, kinda, but um, I really do feel like that a strong a strong man has a stronger woman behind them. And so yesterday when I found out I made rank, it wasn't just me that made it. And it's not that you that just makes your promotion, it's your wife, it's your husband, it's your spouse. It's the one that's actually grinding with you and making the sacrifices with you. Because what you may not be realizing is what you're not seeing. Just because they're not actually there pushing the paper, uh, pushing the pen against the paper, grinding away in the hours. They're doing everything that you're not doing. One of the greatest philosophies I actually learned about is that it always takes two to tango, and there's always a cause and effect. So you're not home helping with the kids, they are. You're staying at work doing some projects, they're home doing the kids, and it flips. Last year, when I made a mistake and I realized I checked out of my marriage and just got out, I took my wife for granted, and I realize now, looking back on it, that you have to appreciate the things they do. Because when I was the one working and taking care of the kids, she was going to school and working, and I didn't see that. I just never mind only put myself in a box. And when you put yourself in a box, you limit the potential of seeing exponential growth happen in front of you. So found out I made rank, and then I went ahead and told everybody else besides my wife, and she was upset. She was like, "Why didn't you tell me first?" And it's interesting because the reason I didn't tell her was the reason which she wasn't understanding, which was because you're the most important person, and I wanted to make sure that you were told a more sincere way than just a text or a call. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy. Go back old school style. Make genuine acts to tell somebody that you care. Anyways, reflect. Reflect on who brought you up. Reflect on who got you where you wanted to be. Yeah, I remember my first job, even state fair, working parking attendant. I didn't get that job on my own. Actually, I had help, and I would have never worked that job if it weren't for that help. So there's always somebody that impacts your life, and you should always make somebody uh, better than you and build them up. Hence why I'm making this YouTube channel. If you haven't already noticed, I'm all about creating positivity and spreading knowledge that I have learned. And this is even for a group, a majority of people. This is for my kids to one day to reflect on, to learn if I'm no longer around. I am active duty military. There's always something going on. And so I just created this channel just so I can give information out there to my kids one day. These are my kids right now. These are my kids, and that's on the photo. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them, and they are great kids. My wife gave birth to two beautiful kids, and I practice always being kind with them. But you always want to be kind, and your kids are a direct reflection of you. So if you see a little spoiled kid, I'm just saying, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So, or maybe not. I am realizing that they pick up habits from other kids. So, somehow my son learned how to spit on other kids. So that's something I'm trying to correct. But back to the point of this video. This video is to reflect on the people that brought you to where you are. So you made a promotion. You didn't make that promotion. They got you that promotion. And that's some next level shit. The ranks don't define you. They give you a title and they help you on your monthly finances. That's for sure. But I tell you what, that rank would mean nothing if it weren't for your spouse. Every day we wear uniforms and we go to work. But at the end of the day, that uniform comes off. At some point down the road, that rank comes off. Some of the best leaders I've had and some of the best troops I came across, and actually some of the best scoldings I got from some homies from back at my old base. It was funny because whenever I got scolded, I was like, bro, that rank doesn't define you. But it does mean something, and you have to respect what customs and courtesies, and there's always a lesson to be learned. I got chewed out once because I wasn't doing my job, and I was busy with side projects, and I wasn't focusing on that balance, and there's definitely a balance you have to learn. And today I actually looked back and reflected and gave thanks to the people that actually even scolded me and critiqued me and built me into a better person, because they truly had the best of intentions. And seeing past the moment emotional stage that you are in the middle of, you're getting scolded at work, you just got a lecture, you just got a talking to. All that is supposed to be for the good, hopefully, for the best intentions of you to see where you went with it. I will say this. I got fired from a position for telling a lie. Lying is not okay, and it uh, it rips trust right out of the picture, and you have to rebuild from all the way up. And sometimes you don't even get the opportunity to rebuild. I learned though that never take trust for granted. Always constantly build on it, and make sure that you always stay humble. When I got in trouble and I went ahead and found out that I was doing things wrong and I wasn't doing my job properly, I got a couple good stern talking to. And what that made me realize, at the moment, I remember me feeling like, okay, what's the lesson here? At the time, I don't think I really absorbed that. I will definitely say that I was hurt, and I felt that my feelings weren't being considered. But that wasn't the point of the lesson. The lesson was, here's the job, here's the mission, here's what you're doing, and here's where we need you to be. And it wasn't saying that you're not doing anything wrong. It's not saying that you're a bad person. It's not saying you're trash. It's to say, take my warning and figure it out. And so, never react, never get mad, upset, say things you can't take back. And honestly, just practice reflecting and holding your composure. I would have never been or gotten to the place I am today and be continuously happy. Continually be happy with my kids and family and my wife, if it weren't for the people that helped me along the way and that actually tore me down in a productive, positive way. There's not one person out there that actually didn't help me. And all the stern talkings I got were all awesome, because I learned a lot. And hopefully I will impact somebody else with my next rank and become a better person, even more. Become a better person, help somebody become a better person down the road, because we're in the business of teaching and learning. And I strongly believe that our purpose is not to be greedy and self-absorbed and take everything. It's actually the opposite. I'm faithful, and I believe in faith, and that to each their own, but we're in a business of serving. And so in your marriage, your relationship, your friends, your kids, everybody, you're supposed to be in the business of serving. And you know what? That doesn't mean you can't have your goals. That never meant that I couldn't do what I wanted to do at the time a year ago, where I had ideas and a vision. But you have to work on balance. And if you're watching this video, I titled this video Relationship Advice. Hey, boy. I guess my son woke up. If you watch this video and if you want any bit of advice, it's to reflect and give gratitude. Right away, when I found out I made rank, I let everybody know that who was a major part of my life in the most humbly custom way. You guys, don't use ChatGPT for everything. You can spot it a mile away. Write your own stuff and have a good one.